All right, so let me tell you a little bit about what inspired this area. My mother, who is Magnolia Aries, she is an educator, she's a psychologist, she is a statistician. She also loves sci-fi, and she loves virtual worlds, even though she's not a virtual world user. She envisioned being able to go into a virtual world and be able to learn at your own pace, to self-test your own skills in a pleasant environment that is fun and interactive. So where she lives now, they have a garden, and I visited the garden and I saw, oh, this would be great, I'll just recreate it in virtual. So it's not exactly the same, but it is inspired by that. I actually just pulled down the Google Map image off the satellite as a guide for getting the layout done. Now, the Seder Farm is an open source project in OpenSim that uses a lot of non-playing characters, which is the ones that you're seeing walking around now. They are tending to the crops, they're tending to the garden, they're tending to the animals, they're tending to the trees. But you, the user, if you don't have a group tag on, you can actually interact with these objects. You can water them, you can come back over here to the kitchen, you can make slop, slop goes in the deep freeze, the feeders for the animals get that slop automatically. There are a couple of things that are set to be automatically watered by the irrigation system. A lot of this is things that people don't really think about, so they can learn these things. Yeah, the giant panda, I put a little bamboo patch in there for the panda. There is a cat walking around. That is a Naro. There is an eagle flying around named Apollo. There is a dog named Lacey, who we recently lost in our real life family. And R2-D2 is here too. R2-D2, my mother loves Star Wars and sci-fi, so I said, well, let's make R2-D2 the farmer. And so R2-D2 takes care of the crops. Now, if you notice over by the windmill, there is a chicken coop. And you're probably thinking to yourself, why would we want a chicken coop? Well, part of the process of learning about essential oils, actually DETA 3 answers those questions. Is why do we use eggs? It's because it's been proven that eggs yolk as an emulsifier is more beneficial than a pre-made emulsifier to use in the essential oil. And of course, we have an olive tree out there, and we have to have olives because we need to make olive oil to be used with the essential oils. So not everything you need is in the storage cabinets or the refrigerator. Some of it you actually have to garden, harvest the product, use the advanced tools to make the ingredients for the next level of recipe. So this is all an interactive learning process that everyone can go through. Now, I do plan to add 4 more DETAs to this environment to round out the learning experience. The first 4 are basic, and so that covers the left side of the self-learning plan that's on the wall of the building to the right, next to the about sign. And then the other 4 are advanced skill sets. And so there will be 4 more DETAs that will guide you down around the beach area through the process of learning to buy something, learn to wear it, learn to pose, use a pose stand, learn to wear a HUD, learn to interact with that HUD, learn to click the dance ball when there's a bunch of other prims in the way, learn to use a jet ski, which is a physics-based vehicle. All of these things that we take for granted, new users need to experience. So that's why I thought this would be great to use Mother's Vision with my contributions to Seder Farm project and also some more advanced scripting. I give Jamisa Cerise credit for the original Storyteller script. I have heavily adapted that script to use adaptive methods. And if you don't know what adaptive methods are, I'm sure Lear does because of her experience with the Enigma project. If you have a normal chatbot, it's not smart. It has no level of intelligence. However, artificially intelligent bots, which will be the next generation of DITAs, we do have that code available to us, but it would require me to have the AMOS server up and running, and I just didn't have time to get that done before this demonstration. So adaptive technology is in between the two. In this case, if you count the number of possible questions and answers, you can calculate the permutations on all the possibilities that a student may go through in their journey with each DITA and their learning process. Because the DITAs will self-generate, sometimes they take a break for as long as 15 minutes, but then they will be back and they will survive through the restarts. Then anyone can come back and relearn those skills if they forget them. Let's walk over and explore a little bit so you can see some of the plants and flowers that you can interact with. We'll just step through the arbor.
Sure. It's wonderful, Lisa. I was just trying to find my volume.